Alright, you guys, welcome back to Baseline Broadcast. My name is Caroline Anderson. I love tennis. I made a channel about it. If you're new, make sure to click that subscribe button. And, alright, by now, you guys know topics are on the screen. We're going to talk about them. Let's get started. Alright, so, first order of business tonight, Ayala versus Rybakina. This was, oh, by the way, I think I forgot to mention it earlier, and I almost forgot to mention it again. We're in Berlin, and we're on grass. Yeah, sorry about that. But anyway, so, this was a match that everyone was gonna want to watch. Elena Rybakina, arguably the best player in the world right now, she's actually in a little bit of a slump. No worries, happens. But there is a bit of a concern that we're going to get to here in just a moment. For Alex Ayala, this is like the tournament of a lifetime for her. Grass court season has been very kind to her. She won, I believe it was Birmingham. And for you British fans, I know it's not Birmingham. That's it's a town in Alabama. Anyway, she won Birmingham, and she's been playing incredibly well. She actually defeated Alina Svitolina today after beating Rybakina yesterday. She's not one to be messed with, and she's one that you're going to want to keep your eye on as we get closer and closer to Wimbledon. In terms of Rybakina, she withdrew from Bad Homburg, which is another tournament in Germany. We're not going to cover that one, but it is another warm-up tournament on grass so that people can get ready for Wimbledon. But she withdrew today from that due to a hip issue. That is a bit concerning. Not necessarily surprising, I would say. I mean, in some ways, yes. But given the fact that she's been struggling so much lately, you have to wonder if there is some sort of injury on the docks there. She struggled in Queen's Club as well. And she actually fell in Queen's Club, and maybe that's what caused the problem. But hopefully she can get back to where she was and also play well at Wimbledon. It's very smart of her, I think, to take Bad Homburg off. To see if she can rest that hip and get ready for Wimbledon. Alright, next topic. Alright, this one's a fun one. This one happened earlier today as well. Quarterfinal matches, excuse the notification. But quarterfinal matches were today. And, of course, Sabalenka made her way to the quarterfinals. Today she was playing, excuse me if I butcher this, I believe it's Nikola Bartunkova. Again, sorry if I totally butchered that. But, first of all, I gotta say that Bartunkova played a really good match. Overall. She actually won the first set, 6-2 against the world number 1. The girl is 20 years old. 20 years old. Let that sink in for a moment. She did really well. Sabalenka also beat herself on this one. Or in that set. And actually in the first, half of the second set. She was just struggling. Errors upon errors upon errors, faults, things like that. Bartunkova was just playing incredibly well. Bartunkova went up 4-love in the second set. Now, in the first set, there was a moment that I think caused a little bit of a shift in the momentum. Sabalenka got an obscenity warning for swearing, which I need to look at it again, but I don't think saying like one bad word is that bad. Like, I understand there's kids there and everything, but I think if you just yell one thing and that's it, that's just, okay, I need to reset. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what Arena was doing there, I think. She had a lot of pent-up emotion, and she needed to get it out. Okay, get it out, right? She didn't need to have the obscenity warning. But when she got that, things did start to shift a little bit, just very slightly. And then, of course, Bartunkova goes up 4-love in the second. And then Sabalenka turns on the gas. Very fast momentum shift. It was like whiplash. Sabalenka wins 5 games in a row. They get to a tiebreak. Sabalenka wins it. So she wins the second. In the third, it was very tight. Very tight. Sabalenka ended up winning. Therefore winning the match. She was down 2-6, excuse me. First set. Love 4 in the second. Comes back to win the match. That's world number 1 Tiger mentality. That's obviously the first little bit there, not where she wants to be, but the second part there, that's exactly where she wants to be. So I hope she really learns from that. She's going to play Jessica Pegula tomorrow in the semifinals, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But I wanted to talk about this because it was huge. It was crazy. I woke up this morning. It was probably around 9 a.m. my time. I turned on the match. Sabalenka was down 5-1 in the first. And I was like, what is happening? And then all of a sudden, things got different, you know? So, again, wanted to talk about that. Big deal. It is a big deal. Sorry, I didn't know why I said it like that. It is a big deal. It's great for the world number 1, especially going into Wimbledon. Who knows if she's going to play Bad Homburg or not. But going into Wimbledon, that has to give her a lot of confidence. And, Pegula is not one to be messed around with, but she better watch out. Just saying. Alright, next topic. Alright, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. Some of the tournaments, this one in particular, are in sort of an awkward timing situation. Like, they're just 1 week, and the final is on Sunday and not Saturday. And I know I promised you guys a video on Friday. I'm going to try to keep consistent with that. So, instead of doing like a final preview like I would normally do for this one, I'm going to give you guys a semi-final preview. As you can see, the 4 semi-finalists are on the screen there. Sabalenka, Pegula, Noskova, and Iala. And then I'm going to predict the final. If I don't get it right, bad news bears, I guess. It's the way tennis goes sometimes. But these are 2 matches that are blockbusters, given the years that each of these ladies have been having. Sabalenka makes the final of the Australian Open, wins the Sunshine Double. Those are her big things this year. She did make the second week of Roland Garros, but then lost in the quarterfinals. Unfortunately. Pegula makes the semifinal of the Australian Open, only to lose to the eventual champion, Elena Rybakina, and then wins Dubai. And she's been playing really well here in Berlin as well. So, it's good for her. Noskova has kind of come out of nowhere. She did well at the Australian Open. She's kind of done well in tournaments since then. She's not one to be messed with. As Iala will probably figure out tomorrow. And then, of course, Alex Iala. You know, I love Alex Iala. I think she's incredible. And she's just humble, she's kind, you know, all the qualities of a sportsman, right? Sportswoman, excuse me. But, you know, she's also playing incredible tennis right now. And I love it for the Philippines, right? Because, you know, the Philippines don't have another tennis star other than Iala, right? She's their first big breakout star. And I think last year I did a video on her after she beat Swiatek. So go check that out, if you want to. But she's on fire right now. Again, like I said, winning the Challenger tournament in Birmingham, winning all these matches against big players like Elena Rybakina, and earlier today, Alina Svitolina. The Filipinos have to be really proud of her. And of course, I'm really proud of her. She's done incredible. Even though, you know, she did beat my favorite player yesterday, but that's okay. I don't mind Elena losing to Iala. Because Iala's just great. And she plays great tennis. So, let's get into the matches. Alright, first, Sabalenka-Pegula. We've seen this match 17,000 times. I mean, if I can name, like, 3 of them, it's, you know, like Cincinnati in 2024, and then the final of the U.S. Open in 2024. Actually, let's name 4 of them. The semi-final of the U.S. Open in 2025, and then, like, the final of Miami in 2025. I'm pretty sure Arena won every single one of those. I think, like, Jessica's, like, won, like, a handful of their meetings. But again, we've seen this matchup a lot. Arena's the one that typically comes out victorious. And, I'm going to give her the edge tomorrow. Especially because of the confidence that she was able to complete that comeback with today. Again, Bartunkova played a great match, but again, that comeback it might bleed into tomorrow. Pegula needs to be very careful if she wants to win this match. So I'm going to give Sabalenka the slight edge. Alright, so Iala versus Noskova. I mean, I think everybody knows the answer on this one. I don't know the matchup stats, but I'm going to give Iala the edge tomorrow. She's been playing so well. Just so well. And everybody wants to see Sabalenka and Iala play each other. I mean, let's be honest. Not that Pegula would be terrible or anything like that, but or Noskova, but like we're all kind of waiting on Sabalenka Iala. That's what we're hoping for. So I'm gonna give Iala the edge, and let's get into the final. All right, so this is my predicted final. As I mentioned just a minute ago, Sabalenka Iala. So what are the keys to this match? Well, Sabalenka has to slow down on the errors. She's really got to figure out a way to not make so many errors. Because that's one of the ways that Iala was able to beat Rybakina. Rybakina just kept hitting error after error after error. And Iala was beating her on the ground strokes. Winners, aces, well, not aces, but winners, less errors. She was just playing better in that regard. So Sabalenka is going to have to control the errors. Iala, just do what you did against Rybakina. Beat her on the ground strokes. And you're almost guaranteed to win. Yeah. Who wins it, though? It's such a tight match, I think. If Sabalenka does what she's supposed to do, she'll win it. But if she doesn't, and Iala does what she's supposed to do, then Iala will win it. I think either way, it's going to be a very tight match on that end. And like I said, it's the one everyone wants. I think that's it for today's video. Next week we're gonna recap the semifinals and the finals of Berlin, and we're going to preview Wimbledon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.